Raise your hand if you did not feel safe as a kid. Raise your hand if you did not feel worthy as a child, as a teenager. If you did not feel loved as a child, a teenager. Now, if you raised your hand to all or some of the above, and if you have not tended to those parts of yourself since childhood, since teenagehood, then you are still carrying around the energy and the frequency of danger and unlovability, being unloved, feeling unloved, and not feeling worthy enough, not feeling good enough. Because as soon as we come out of the womb, we are conditioned to believe a certain way about ourselves. And a lot of these beliefs that we form are so false. They are so false. And a lot of us, so much of humanity goes around believing these false beliefs that were formed in childhood from parents, from societies that were very likely unhealed themselves. So as we grow older, that programming doesn't work for us anymore. That conditioning does not work, and we need to find something else that is more aligned with who we truly are and who we are designed and destined to be. Because if you're watching this video, you have been chosen to walk the spiritual path of healing, inner healing, which is hard, which is not an easy path to take. Healing from old stories, old emotions, old pain in the body. So to kind of get like a blueprint of where you're starting, where you came from, I would highly invite you guys to look back on your childhood. Look back at your parents' relationship with each other, because that's going to indicate some beliefs you may have around love and relationship, because our parents are the first role models to teach us how love is, what love is. And so if we grew up in a toxic environment with toxic relationships, then we often associate love with toxicity, and we think that is love when it's truly not. Also, your beliefs about money and possibilities in life. Was there a scarcity mindset in the household? Was there a limitation on what you were capable of, what you were able to do with your life? Reflect on your past and how you felt as a child, your childhood relationships, your friendships. How did those make you feel? What meaning did you give to those relationships? And what meanings did you make those relationships mean about you? Because once we know where we've come from, we can understand our programming, and then we can begin understanding what's lying back here in our unconscious belief system. Because we pick it up from our families, our societies, our cultures. Let me know in the comments how you guys felt in your childhood. Was it a lovely experience? Was it toxic? Was it painful? I'll share a little bit about my backstory. So my mom died when I was 14. And honestly, that was obviously the most traumatic experience of my life, of my childhood. And so that was a huge, huge wound that I had to heal from. And I didn't have any emotionally intelligent or emotionally available people in my family, my aunts, uncles, my dad, brothers. Nobody was emotionally equipped to deal with such a passing. And so I didn't have the support around me to deal with the emotions I was going through. And I didn't even know what I was going through at the time. And so I pushed everything down. And I do remember I had many nights of crying myself to sleep, journaling as a teenager, talking about my feelings, expressing my feelings through writing. But it wasn't until 10 years later, a decade later, that I opened up to the realization that I was still holding on to so much trauma because I never resolved it. And so our pains, our wounds, our traumas, they stay with us until we open up and dive into them and deal with them. And dealing with them meaning healing from them with love and compassion and acceptance, giving ourselves validation, safety, love, compassion, all the basic needs. So that's a little bit on me. And healing is not like a one and done situation. I have done so much work on my mother wound, but there's still stuff that comes up every here and there. Still tears that come up, Healing is a life process. So you're never going to fully heal from something forever. You just get stronger and you're better able to deal with the waves as they come. The more you practice sitting with yourself, riding the waves, the easier it gets, the stronger you get. The stronger you get. We'll go with that. It does get easier though. Does it get easier? Ride the wave, your emotional waves.